Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Thank you, Spirit. Ashe. Thank you, Divine. It may have taken a while for something to get started or to go in the direction that you always knew it would go in, but it's going in the right direction. If there were several what seemed to be false starts, each quote-unquote false start served a purpose so that divine timing could be at play, so that divine timing could run the show. Okay? Yeah. It's something about like what seemed like a delay was actually a blessing, so that a miracle could become manifest. Okay? Wow, they're saying to start with this deck, which I never do, but let's go. Thank you, Divine. What's coming through for this beautiful being? What does they need to know at this time? Yeah, ooh, deadline in reverse. Says, our relationship became another task to manage and we postponed us thinking there would be more time. So whether this is a relationship or something that you were manifesting outside of a relationship, it feels like there's something that it felt like it had to be postponed. It's like you wanted it to be at a certain time or to happen by a certain age. Okay? For some of you, this could be the age by which you had a child, or the age by which you had your dream career, or got started with an endeavor. There's something that you wanted, that you had planned to have happen at a sooner date. But you know what I'm noticing, like in this picture here, it's like he's been waiting so long to get to that deadline. But you know what I'm noticing? It's like he's in a desert, but there's a tree over here. Like he already has abundance. There's something that maybe you thought you haven't accomplished, but you actually have. Or there might be something that you're even now still postponing, but you're actually ready for it. You're actually ready for it. You've got the abundance already. You've got the tools that you need. That's card 67. 6 and 7 is 13. And I'm seeing the word deadline. So there's something you don't have to wait for anymore. Yeah, it's time for the actual transformation, which is the manifestation. There's something that's underway for you. And it's not behind. You're not behind. Flexibility. Seeing things from a different perspective. Also, I get multitasking. There may be something that you had postponed for a later date because you felt like you had too much on your plate, like you couldn't handle it. Okay? That's what you were thinking. But you're adapting and overcoming. And you're able to bend without breaking. You're flexible. Spirit is reminding you that there's strength in the ability to yield and bounce back. So you may have taken a break from something, but you're bouncing back. You're back in the game whether you realize it or not. You're in the game. Across distances, just us. This could be about being with someone that you love. The song that's coming to me is Island in the Sun by Weezer. Something about a difficult time in the past, but there's going to be like a lot of pleasure now. It's pleasure that you've been waiting for, but it's already here. It's at your doorstep. It's at your doorstep. This is a very intimate, powerful connection. There's definitely soulmate energy here, whether it's romantic or not. It doesn't have to be romantic, but there's a soulmate here. A soulmate bond that is divine. Sudden wealth. It says, let go of the anger that stems from feeling unworthy. You have always deserved more, not from the world, but from yourself. Recognize the abundance already within. I said that, like, there's somebody who's been putting something off, but they already have what they think they need to manifest, or everything is already in place for you to go to the next level and enjoy it. It's like there's a certain level of manifestation that perhaps you thought that you had to achieve in order to be happy, but you have all the tools now. Caught in tensions, feels a barrier to intimacy and unable to form close relationships. Believes conflict away. This is what someone wanted you to believe about your ability to be in a state of joy. Remember I said that this soulmate connection was a deep, powerful, intimate bond? This says feels a barrier to intimacy and unable to form close relationships. So there's somebody, it feels like an outsider, that wanted you to think that you could not have a close bond with someone that you're truly destined to have a close bond with. Chokehold. Chokehold. It's somebody who wanted to maintain a very chaotic hold on your energy. Like they wanted to control the way that you saw things. They wanted you to see things from a state of desperation, depression. Like there was no way to be happy. Ew. Yeah, I'm wanting to pull from this shadow work deck because I want to see why that person wanted to do that. Like, what was it in them that made them want to have that control over you? Let's see. Divine, why did this being want to control this beautiful being like that? Why did this toxic being want to make this person think, this beautiful being think that they had no way to experience joy? What was the reason? They're possessive. Oh, this could be an ex. This could be someone, okay, I'm getting that it could be a parent or an in-law to someone that you were forming a bond with, or it could be an ex. It's somebody who wanted to maintain a hold on you, but they were from your past. Now it's time for you to move on into your future and enjoy your present. Yeah, they wanted to demand your attention and love without consideration for your time and emotions. And that's how I see this, is like they wanted to grow weeds and thorns around your heart, so that I'm getting the energy of like, if I can't have you, no one can. They wanted to stick around in your world. Passive aggressive. So this person never admits that they're actually sad or angry. They're just like, I'm fine. Everything's okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. And they're literally seething. They feel like they're dying inside, but everything is, I'm fine. I'm getting that this person was trained to do that. This person grew up under someone's coercive control. There is a family system that was in place. This could have been a very controlling, narcissistic family dynamic that they were exposed to. And for some of you, this will resonate, that this person who wanted to keep a toxic hold on you, that they were exposed to a family cult. Okay, it was very cultish, like family, whether it was actually a cult or if they were just very controlling and, you know, had the makings of a cult but didn't really like seem like it. But you know, a lot of things are what they don't seem like. So, but I'm getting that this person developed a mask because they were trained to wear a mask. They were taught to say, I'm fine, I'm okay. And the reason why they were taught that is because there were things that they experienced in this family dynamic that the people in control, whether it was parents, grandparents, or whoever, they did not want this person as a child to reveal the evil things that they were exposed to. So they trained them to always say, when somebody asks what's wrong, say, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm okay. I heard, and say it with a smile. But it's like the person is saying it through their teeth and say it with a smile. You know, like, oh, I got chills. There are no excuses for this person's behavior and the way that they've treated you. But some of you have already picked up on this energy, and this is just confirmation that this person, the way that they treated you, they were taught to do that. And that is not an excuse for them. Because we all need to learn how to do better and grow. But it's just what divine is bringing through. Anything else that needs to be known about this person's possessive control and behavior? It's out there. Cautious. Divine says to be cautious regarding this person, but I feel like you already are. This person at this time is being extremely cautious. It's like they're obsessed with trying to hide their tracks, trying to conceal the moves that they've made, the things that they've done. They are extremely worried about exposure. So there may be something that you've said or exposed about this person that has come to light, and they're frantic right now. But I'm hearing that that's the consequence of their actions. Okay, so evaluation criteria. This person who was trying to keep a hold of you, they are now experiencing a lack of success in either in a career, a job, or something that they at one time held at a high level of importance. Okay? Also, they wanted you to check certain boxes in their life. Like the way that they locked in on you was that they already had a certain list of criteria, and they wanted to be like, okay, collective will do this. Collective will do that. Collective will do that. And as soon as you started setting firm boundaries and not backing down from that, that's when they lost it. I'm getting that that's when they really went into this energy where they wanted to have a very strong hold on your life. They wanted to control you because they were afraid that they were losing whatever control they felt they had at one time. They wanted you to feel like you were stuck in a Monopoly game or something, or you just kept going around and around and around and it never ended. They wanted you trapped in a situation with no exit or escape. But see, this was behind that. It's across distances, just us. And I'm hearing on an island in the sun. Okay, I'm hearing that Weezer song. It's like whenever I see this card, I hear that song. And it's so beautiful because this is divine energy. They wanted you to feel like you couldn't access this, like this wasn't a possibility. Like, that's how this person wanted you. They wanted you feeling like when you were in your 90s, 100 years old, you were still waiting to have your dreams come true, to be in a fulfilled love relationship. This could also, because having children came through as well. There's something about this person that wanted to keep a hold of you, okay? It's already very clear that they do not want you to experience love outside of the dysfunction that they had with you and that they were trying to maintain, but you were like, no, okay? They may have tried to lock you down. That's what I'm hearing. Lock you down with a situation with a child. Like, yeah, and we're in minute 16. That's the Tower in tarot. They wanted to create a situation where you were like locked in with them. So even if you didn't want to procreate with this person, they wanted to procreate with you just as one of their checks on the list. They saw that as a strategic move. If I do that, check, I've got the collective. They're not going anywhere. You know, they thought they had you trapped, seriously. Okay? But I'm also getting that they wanted to stop your progress as far as any possibilities of procreating with a divine soulmate. Because something about postponing having children came through. You may have even postponed having a child with who you truly love because you were concerned. You were being very cautious. That cautious card came through about this ex, this other person, whether it's an in-law or it really does feel like an ex though. It really does. You didn't want them to play any sort of dirty games with your divine connection. So you may have postponed that divine connection and procreating with that beautiful being in order to protect yourself and this divine soulmate from this ex's games. Okay. Okay, that's a lot. Oh, okay, we've got, yeah, this person is very cunning. Okay. They might use very toxic, evil energy work to try to create negative change in your world. They're also constantly in denial. Like whenever you ask them a question, I'm getting that you don't even ask them questions anymore. You may have gone no contact with this person because you never get a straight answer. So you saw that whenever you tried to clearly communicate with this person, you never got clear communication back, and it just seemed very pointless. Because whenever the pressure was turned on with this person and they felt like they were being actually held responsible for their choices, they would walk away. So there could be some avoidant traits here. Okay. I'm hearing they're in your face when they're doing their dirty work, but when they're being held responsible for it, you can't find them. Okay. So that could have been the reality of what you were experiencing with this person, or some of those aspects. Okay. Could have been relevant. Let's go to the Lilith Yin Yang Oracle. Divine, what needs to be known about this beautiful being's present? Ooh, it is right. And I'm here on an island in the sun. I can't look. I'm gonna have to listen to that song right after this reading. It's such a happy song. But anyway, this is the energy. Look at that. Celebrate good times. Come on. It's a celebration. Okay. Yes, there is a party going on. I'm hearing in the ethers, like your spirits are rejoicing because it is time. It is time. It is high time, I'm hearing, for you to reap the rewards of your dedication to yourself and to the truth. So there could have been lies that you felt like you had to fish through and intuit, but you're sharp. You're extremely sharp. There's something about holding someone that you love or them holding you. It's this extremely protective energy, and it's like this vibe where you just get each other. Like, okay, communication is amazing. We love that. But there are times with this beautiful soulmate of yours where you won't even have to say a thing. You'll just hold each other. You'll just hold each other. And there's something about this energy having built up because you actually were together before you were together in the physical realm, where it says across distances. It's like you may have been on opposite ends of the country, or you may have been on different continents or something like that. And there's something about even before you were born, like, so there's definitely past life connection here. Okay, for sure, because that's what's coming through. There was a union, a bond being formed between you and this beautiful being before you even knew them in this lifetime. Your ancestors and spirit allies were making a way, clearing a path for you both to come into union with one another. And after you came into physical union with each other, remember, this reading can be past, present, future, depending on where you are on the timeline. So even after you come into contact with one another in the physical realm, okay, great. So you are physically together now, but then there's spiritual obstacles that had to be moved out of the way, alchemized, learned from, okay, realized, understood. So what this celebration card represents is your achievement of not only coming together in the physical realm, which means that you had done everything that you needed to do in order to manifest that moment where you came into union together in the physical. But then there were other beings who wanted to keep you apart. Could have been parents, could have been siblings, could have been a toxic community, could have been toxic friends that you thought were your friends or hoped were your friends. But low-key, you really always realized that something was off, and you didn't realize how toxic those friends were until you had the love of your life step into your world. Okay? And this ex, look, that's not even considering this ex, this cunning, conniving ex. Okay? I'm getting it for some of you. You have parted ways from this ex. And then, like, so there was time where you were no contact, or at least you hadn't really, like, maybe this ex had not even reached out to you. They could have been the one that left. Okay? For some of you, you left. But it was like quiet. You were hearing the birds. You were like, okay, I'm healing. I'm getting my life together, you know? As soon as you came into union with this divine being, bam, there they were, looking psycho through your window, okay? Something like that. Doesn't have to be through your window, but, you know? And so, and that actually happens a lot with narcissistic individuals. They will act like they're completely off the radar. All they want to do is post so that they look like they're living the life, but, you know, they're not calling or reaching out. But as soon as they see evidence of you living your dreams, truly, genuinely happy, they panic, they freak out, because they realize that all of their stunts to look happy, I just saw 2444 on the timer, have been exactly that. It's an act. It's a mask. This person may have even paid people to pose as their lover or as their employee or something like that, you know. I'm getting that energy as well, where they had people like just fawning over them. Oh, you're the best boss. Knowing damn well that person is not even employed. So how are you going to be somebody's employer? Okay. But this cunning person paid people to look like they admired them, or they were their boo, their lover, you know, and it was all an act. I'm getting that this person used a combination of Craigslist or like some sort, you know, fake book, some kind of online community where they could resource people or source people to pay them to be a stand-in in their life. A combination of an online community like that and AI to create a whole false image of their life, like they were doing so great. And then they wanted to post threats for you as you have moved on. But yeah, it's a celebration time for you. So, ooh, these two came out in the last reading. Well, I shuffled them real good, y'all. So maybe for some of you, this is the same Queen of Swords from the past reading. It could be a very cold-hearted feminine energy, okay, that likes to cut with their words. That came through in the last reading. It may or may not apply to your story, but they're spying and they send messages and they don't want you to know that it's them. They just do it as a source of control to see if they can, okay, this is what I'm getting. There's something about your schedule or your routine that this person is aware of. Maybe they see you going to the gym. Maybe they ride by your house and they know when your lights are on. I know that sounds so crazy, but okay. That's how some of these people roll. Maybe they watch you post online, okay? There's something that they are hoping to create a change with. And for a lot of you, it's that they were hoping because now they know that they can't shake you. 2727 on the timer. But they were hoping to, okay, if I send this message, maybe I can distract them and they won't work out. And then they won't like the way they look and then they'll come running back to me. Like, that's literally how cunning this person tries to be, but their plans are so petty that it's like, what in the world? You sit around thinking about this? Like, this is what you give your time to? It's almost feeling like, you know, I'm hearing Mr. T, I pity the fool. Wasn't either one to say that? I pity the fool. It's like you pity this fool now. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay? Not much. Yeah, you're completely detached and you're living in your present. Ooh-wee. You are completely detached and you're living in your present moment, which means that you're able to celebrate and open your hands to receive the gifts and abundance that the universe has for you. This is not just money. This is not just financial wealth. This is abundance in many areas, okay? Yeah, there's something here about avoidance of what, Spirit? Ooh, okay. So I feel like this could be what has been postponed. You may have been avoiding a blessing that's available to you because you were afraid of disharmony or maybe some triggers happening. Okay, what's that one at the bottom? Oh, conflict. Yeah, because see, that was this person's goal. Listen, let me tell you something. This person's goal, this cunning ex, they wanted you to avoid your blessings. If there is any blessing, you got to know what resonates with you, okay? If you're receiving all of the divine blessings that are at your door, then excellent. But for someone, this reading is coming through to let you know that you are safe to connect with and unite with and be with a divine soulmate. And if this is your reading, deep down inside, you know that this person that perhaps you've been avoiding, because it's like, I'm getting the vibe of like, I don't want to cause any trouble for you. I don't want to make your life difficult. Well, nobody wants to do that for somebody that they love. And there's nothing wrong with you having that sentiment, because it's actually very beautiful. It means that you truly care about this person and you want the best for them. You want to nurture their well-being. You want to be a source of protection and abundance and stability in their life. But the thing is that this cunning, possessive individual from your past, that's not you. And this person could have been doing spell work to look, oh my God, okay, so you see how these vines are around that heart? That's what they hoped to do. They hoped to turn your heart cold for a divine being that you are meant to love. You and this divine being flourish together. Now, if you're like, I don't know a divine being, maybe this isn't your reading, or maybe you have not come into union with that person yet. But this reading is really for someone who has been avoiding a new start with someone beautiful, loving, and sweet, where it's like, the feeling I'm getting is where you fit together like a hand in glove. And it could be almost scary how harmonious it is with this person. And you don't want to mess that up. But there's fear surrounding that sweet desire that you have to protect this person. There's fear, but that fear is coming from this cunning being from the past. You really ain't got nothing to worry about, and I'll tell you why. Because this person truly loves you and they want you. Okay, let's see what energy is being thrown at this union. Psychic vampirism. I see them chanting, you don't want them. They're bad for you. You're bad for them. You'll ruin them. And the things that they're saying, that they're trying to whisper to your soul, are so maniacal and so disgusting. But you know what I'm getting? This person was programmed that same way when they were a child. They learned how to do this. They were taught how to do this. I'm hearing they were in the army. Like, and I don't mean like the actual army, but it's like there was a cult that this person was involved in, born into. Okay, so it's like the opposite of this. Stephen Marley does a song, I think it's with Damian Marley and Stephen Marley, the brothers, children of Bob Marley. But it says, we are soldiers in Jah army. We are soldiers in Jah army. So he's talking about soldiers of the divine who are here to do the work of the divine. This army that I'm talking about is the complete opposite. Okay? It's a family cult system, and it's very evil. But this person, they were taught these methods of psychic vampirism. They were taught how to get into a person's head and how to psychically attack them. They were taught this because it's what happened to them when they were a child. This is how this person plays. This is how they do warfare. Okay? They're very dirty. They play, oh my God, they play so dirty because that's how they were taught to play. But the thing is that this is a grown adult. And there are so many resources that this person has access to where they need to do better, because I guarantee you they know better. And when you know better, you got to do better. But this person doesn't care what they know. They're like, but I just want to be who I am. It's who I am. It's become their identity, their sick identity. What else are they doing to try to spread this nasty energy? Siphoning spells. Exactly. Don't they look like siphoning? Look, they want to turn a beautiful red heart dark like that, cold, because they want to siphon the energy. Rituals of fear. because they want you afraid of messing up a beautiful love. They want you afraid of your love connection that feels so harmonious. You might even in your mind have like made this deep connection seem so small, like denying the beauty of it because you wanted to push it away. That's this person trying to put fear in you, trying to make you afraid of true love. Yep, their spell work is backfiring. So you're awakening. If you haven't completely awakened already, you're awakening. Yeah, because celebration came out. And the way it is right now, it was in reverse. So that's what this person was trying to do. But nobody's getting your celebration. Nobody's ruining that for you. They wanted you to believe false stories. That's how I'm seeing this, false prophecies. They wanted you to believe false narratives about who you are as a lover, what you are able to achieve in love. You're able to achieve the maximum true joy in love, and they wanted to drain your energy, like almost like I'm not gonna be in a relationship. It's kind of like that. Like, I just give up. Relationships are too hard. You know, if I get in another relationship, this, I don't want to say the word that came to my mind, but this person from the past is just gonna try to mess it up. No. So let's see what's coming through as far as the guidance here. Don't make no deal with the devil. No, don't believe anything that this being from the past has tried to convince you of. What's the guidance for this beautiful being regarding this new beginning? Yeah, look, intention and courage. Divine says set your intention. Visualize what you want to happen, not what this energy vampire has been trying to instill in your energy, because that's falseness. That is not reality. And set your intentions with courage. Set your intentions with courage, beautiful being. You are love. You are love. And so anyone who is love has love. And that's what this beautiful being who is ready and willing to come into your life, that's what they want, is your love. Okay, I'm hearing honesty, like being honest. You have the wisdom to have a successful love. Okay? And what I'm hearing is that anything that you feel like you don't know as far as how to move forward with this is going to come to you because you listen to spirit. That's something that you've gained the ability to do with much more ease, with greater ease, going through this situation with this vampire. And you know what? The thing about it is that they thought they were siphoning your energy when really they had you like in boot camp. They had you doing drills and stuff so that you would know how to listen to spirit. So every time they thought they were sending something that was going to influence you and separate you from the energy of love, which love flows through you, so you can't be separated from the energy of love. But see, that's what evil forces try to do, is separate. Okay, there's some sort of separation that happened with this person in their childhood. They were either separated from a parent or someone that was supposed to nurture them. That is how cults work. They separate beings from who's supposed to love them and nurture them, and then they fill that space, or that space where that relationship is supposed to be, with torture and evil and control. So that's why this person operates that way. You're not here to fix them, though. The only responsibility that you had was to stand strong, to stand firm in your courage and in your divine intentions. And that is the lesson for this person. This person is actually so lucky, this vampire from the past, because they were exposed to a beautiful divine being who was a wonderful example of what divinity looks like. And trust me, they were taking notes because they've been spying and watching and obsessed and all of that. So just you remaining true to yourself was a huge lesson in what divinity looks like and in what they should be stepping up and doing in their own life. Whether or not they do it, that's not up That's not on your back. That's not your responsibility. That's not your burden to carry. Okay? Thank you, Spirit. Yeah, determination. You know, I'm going to say this. True love requires determination. Because when you have true love, when the love between you and someone else is real, there are at least some points in your life where another being or other beings are going to try to battle that love. Because whether it's the love that you have for a child, the love that you have for a romantic partner, the love that you have for a creative endeavor, the love that you have for the divine, there are beings crawling on this earth. They look like they're walking, but if you look at them with this eye, you see that they are crawling, who hate love. And when they see a divine being that allows love to flow through them, and that they have a connection with another being, or even a potential connection with another divine being, they want to ruin it before it even has a chance to start growing. And even if it is flourishing, they want to ruin it. So I feel like you've been through the thick of this, like the hardest part. Now it's about where you're moving forward, okay? And how you're moving forward. I'm gonna pull from this Deep Love card deck. Okay, these are flipped. Oh, Anchor and Pillar. I saw that. So there's something about this love in front of you. I keep hearing at your doorstep. Maybe somebody's ready to come to you. It's stable. Thank you, Divine. What do we need to know about this love? Play. Yeah. It's gonna feel so, I'm hearing eerily comfortable because you've been through an experience where it was like everything was a struggle. And now there will be ease. I mean, it does require work, but the work really in this situation was within the self, to gather the courage to face this person who wanted to stay in your life, who doesn't deserve to come along, okay? Now you get to have fun. You get to enjoy. But in order to enjoy, there's gonna have to be this sense of trust that the worst is behind you and that you're not dropping a thing. I think that was the remote down there. It dropped. So there could be a fear of dropping something. You might feel like you have to entertain this person and like do the most and be extra and do extra. They just want your authentic self. There is a guardian. Look, guard each other's hearts as precious treasures. And there is a guardian that is standing over this connection between you. Spirit is on your side with this love because it's in your destiny. Also, this love union represents truth because it is true. And you stand with truth. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit, for these messages. I am so grateful that you allowed them to flow through me. And thank you, beautiful being. I am so thankful that you took the time to tune in and to receive the blessings from this video. Thank you so much. And thank you for your time, for your likes, for your kind comments, your subscribes, your shares, your hypes, and your donations. I am so thankful for every bit of love that you send to Inner Dreams. I love you. And I wish you peace. I wish you joy and so many blessings. Take care.